Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit, and I want to talk to you about yet another Stephen King novel. This time it is not a horror. It is, in fact, Stephen King's The Gunslinger, the Dark Tower series, part 1. Which is revised and expanded throughout. It is the revised version. And it has this introduction by Stephen King to explain sort of the kind of person he was and his dreams and visions and what the inspiration for this series was, which for him was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Lord of the Rings, and also the poem by Robert Browning in Men and Women. I forget what it's called. Child Roland Goes to the Dark Tower, or Child Roland and the Dark Tower, which he does not mention in here, but I know that poem. Which also gets its own influence from Shakespeare's King Lear, so there is a sort of lineage throughout literary history for this book and this series. A few things about the introduction. It is very clear to me, having read a lot of Stephen King lately, that he says there's two kinds of writers: those who are I forget what the term was, but those seeking like deep answers, looking for sort of serious literature, and asking questions about humanity and these kind of things, and those who want to tell a story. Stephen King is of the latter group, just wants to tell a story and entertain, and write for himself, as well as others. And yeah, there is that. There's another thought I had related to the introduction. When he was going back to edit it, he just changed a few things for continuity's sake and removed some adverbs and things like this, cleaned up the writing a little bit, but didn't want to uproot it entirely, not, having become an even more experienced author. He wanted to keep it as much in line with who he was then, to, sort of honor that younger self that he was when he wrote this. And as far as the book goes, I just dropped my keyboard key opener thing, key lifter. As far as the book goes, like he says in the introduction, basically, when he's trying to get people interested in it in a way, kind of says like, just wait, I promise you, once you get to drawing of the three and these kind of things, it gets more exciting. For me, if this is really part of a grand epic uber novel, which was his idea, he wanted to write the longest novel ever written, just because it seemed like a good idea, which he jokes about in, I don't know why my Kindle keeps flashing like that, but which he jokes about in the introduction. Certainly he wrote a very long uber novel, even though it came out in parts. It's quite stiff, and I don't find it that exciting. I'm not terribly interested in Roland or his relationship with Jake, or the fact that he's chasing the man in black, who he knows as Walter, who we have seen in The Stand, because it's not really Walter, it's now I'm blanking on the name. It's Randall Flagg. I don't think they say his name, but anyway, I find it also sort of anticlimactic at the end when, after this great long journey across the desert and up a mountain and sacrificing Jacob, who there's this weird connection with the real world, because Jacob is actually from Manhattan, and there are these sort of literary quotes used in conversation haphazardly and sort of playfully in ways that I think don't really work, possibly because this book didn't do a lot for me, so I wasn't all that interested in seeing Shakespeare quoted. Anyway, when there's that whole tarot card issue, not issue, but tarot card thing happening at the end, with Walter, with his own personal tarot cards, and he's laughing about things and saying, like, I'm actually not your enemy, and I'm just a pawn in this game, and you should give up now, because there's somebody, the person who sort of controls the Dark Tower, that is who you're really looking for. Give up. I found the whole tarot card thing kind of anticlimactic and dull. Like, is this really where everything was leading to for this part, for this book? I know it's leading into more things, and I will read Drawing of the Three, and I will do my best to read all the others as well. But anyway, as far as I am concerned, the Gunslinger is not for me. It has some action. Maybe you'll find the characters interesting. I didn't personally, but I'm looking forward to Drawing of the Three. I will believe everybody. I've heard from multiple sources that the Gunslinger is not indicative of the rest of the series, which I'm hoping so. There were still issues I had with the prose and dialogue, sort of tempered in a way, compared to his horror, because he's not trying to scare you exactly. It's not as painful to read, but narrative choices such as this anticlimactic ending for book 1 just leave me not really wanting more. But I'm going to keep going because I've heard the series gets better. That's all I really have to say about the Gunslinger. If you like it, let me know why. If you think it's actually a really good opening to this series, let me know why. Maybe I will appreciate it more as I read on, and I will see all the things that it's introducing as more effective, but I would prefer to see them as effective as I'm reading, not like, oh, that actually did work, because now I know this and this kind of thing. I mean, this will happen in the series anyway, but I hope you know what I mean. Like, I want it to be effective during that reading, and then even more effective later, not uninteresting to me in the first book, and then, oh, actually that was pretty clever 3 books down. Anyway, I'm going on too long. Have a good day. Goodbye.